Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel and to this Spitfire build from Guillow's. In this episode I was going to focus more on the tissue covering and things like that, but there's still a lot of little details. But before I go into that, let me show you what I've been up to. So in the previous chapter I installed all the electronics. So we have the ESC, we have the engine, and there's a little place here for the battery. I've also closed off the fuselage as much as I dare. There's still a few pieces missing, and I'm leaving one longer one out so that I can actually access the plug for the aileron servo. A lot of work actually, not easy at all, I would say. I've done a little hatch, which I'm particularly proud of because it's small and fiddly. A little hatch to cover the battery compartment. So I've had to mimic the formers ahead and aft, and hopefully it does fit and it will hold also the battery in place. So that's that little hatch. I've also installed the push rods for the elevator and for the rudder. So I've put them in. I've had to do some modifications, cutting around part of the wood, done the holes, and I've tested them and they do work, so I hope that that holds. And as you know, I also finished, I've installed also the servo on the wing. So bits that are missing, still the canopy still has to go on, so I need to cut it and stick it. The other piece is missing for the cockpit. Once I have it ready, then I'll be able to put on also I'll be able to cover it with tissue. I already started to cover the tissue, so this is the tail and rudder. I still have to cut it off, separate it. Underneath it's already cut and it's got the hinges in place already, so I have to separate the tissue and then make sure that the hinges are working. Same for the elevator. One side is covered, the other one isn't. I've decided to go with green, even if originally it's all white and the expectation is that then it's painted all, but I found some old green paper, so I'm using that the green tissue, and then I have to find a way how to paint the brown markings on. So that's the color it's going to be. I will also have to cover then the wings. The recommendation is to cover actually the lower part first. I will do that one in white. I don't have any kind of bluish pale blue, but white is somehow similar to that. So I'll cover the bottom in white, and then I'll cover the top in the same green, and see how I manage to connect then the fuselage and the wing together. So it's not only about tissue, it's about a lot of little details. So I think this structure of this chapter might be a little bit different, as it's not maybe not so entertaining to watch me work. So I'll just take pictures as I come along, and then I'll show you, and whenever I run into something interesting I'll let you know. So this is somehow how it's starting to take shape. Then the wing, the elevator will go here. It's fun to put it together once in a while to see what it's finally going to look like. Very cute size, very small. So let's see how it comes along. So here's the progress so far. So I managed to cover the main wing, white at the bottom, almost transparent, and with the dark green on top. I've had to watch out for the warping because I have had problems on other models. So in this case I've done for the top part in several strips to prevent warping, and always weighing it down when I shrink the tissue. It's surprising how strong the tissue can get. I mean, you can break it of course, but it is quite taut on the structure. I still need to cut out the ailerons and see how that will go. I might need to do some fixing as it has come a bit unstuck. At the moment they're just put in there. They have the hinges there, so I'll have to cut it out, take them out, put the hinges back in, and I won't be sticking them yet, but at least I have to prepare it for that. So that's for the main wing. Kind of happy. It does feel a little bit heavy on the right side, so I'm telling myself that's okay because the propeller will turn the whole aeroplane to the left. Let's see if I'm right or not. We'll see how that goes. I also have a bit of a concern with the servo. I have the servo sticking out to control the ailerons from the outside. I'm a bit worried because all the landings, I'm not going to put in the landing gear, so all the landings are going to be on that servo. So I'm thinking if I should put something, maybe a wire, maybe some wood, I'm not sure, something to protect it a little bit. So still a little bit not sure what to do on that part. I have to think about it. Then the next steps, what I'm going to do, I also tried to put a bit of the canopy on the cowling we did. I painted the canopy, I just drew the lines with a felt tip pen so that it's nice and black, and I think it looks quite smart actually. Maybe I need to cut it down a little bit more, but I think it looks good. And then the next step will be to actually fix the tail surfaces in. I've already split them and I have the hinges there, but I'll put these on, stick it on, because I want to then fix also the movable parts. I want to do it before I put on the main wing in case I need to do any adjustments to the servo holes themselves. So I'll be sticking on the stabilizer and the fin, and once I have those firmly glued in, then I'll go ahead and put in the moving parts and adjust the moving parts and connect also the moving horns to that. So that's small details, but they take quite a lot of time, so that's going to be the next step. I also cut out the fairing for the wing. This goes, I believe, something like no, I'm not sure. Each side is the mirror of each other. So this one will probably go like this. In terms of the wooden pieces, they're all in place except one piece here that's going to support also that fairing. It makes it difficult to join the fuselage and the wing, but it also makes it beautiful, right? So that's the point of the Spitfire. And then a question that I have to myself is also what level of details will I put on, right? I would like to put on the camouflage and things like that, but that brings in more complication. And I think now probably a question that other builders will also have, if I'm putting a lot of effort into it and then it crashes after 10 seconds of flight. So I'm not sure how much. I'll make it flyable. I do want to try to fly it, but is it worth putting all the decals and everything on it before crashing it? I'm not sure. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. If you have any views on that, for sure let me know, or as usual, any comments, any recommendations how to do this better. I'm not the most experienced, but anything would help there. And yes, one thing is developing that I also noticed with another model that I'll show you then on another video is I'm getting a bit afraid of flying with it, because it's so much effort and so much work that has gone into it that I'm somehow prone to just leave it standing on the shelf looking nice, because a lot of hours of work going there to just crash within the first 5 seconds and maybe then never fly again. But we'll see. I'll overcome that, I hope, and I'll keep you posted on that. So let's see. I'll get back to it. So here is the current status after the pictures I've been showing you. I've already stuck the main wing and I've connected also the servos. My concern at the moment is that the movement of the ailerons does not seem to be very much, and also the elevator is not much. I'm hoping it has enough effect on the flight characteristics. We'll see. I still have to do all the covering. There's still some things to do, but I think it's progressing well. On second thoughts, I was thinking whether to put the decoration on it or not, like the roundels and the camouflage. I found some brown paper which I think fits very well. I really do recommend it. It is a big boost in the looks, and that actually is a big motivator. And as I was saying before, like the better it looks, the more scared I am of actually throwing it into the air and seeing if it crashes down. So I'll finish this off and let's see how it ends up.